Please welcome, representing Great Britain, it's Daniel Evans! And please welcome, representing Spain, Ramos-Vinolas!
And a real buzz inside the Ken Rosewell Arena as well, as this men's match just starts to get to the beginning of it with the walkout there. Mark Lopez will be absolutely thrilled. He's already been on court for over 3 hours, pulling Paula Badosa through that particular contest. And a little bit of a substitution here for the Spanish men as well. Of course, it was supposed to be Pablo Carrena Busta, but it is, of course, as you can see, the left-hander from Barcelona, Alba Ramos-Vinolas. Carrena Busta with a bit of a tendon problem in his elbow. And, of course, Dan Evans already with a match under his belt. Yes, it was a defeat against Kubler out here, but at the same time he will have got a sense of the conditions.
Abby is going to help us tonight.
Yeah, this will be a first match for Ramos-Vinolas. There may be a little edge early on here for
Abby
Evans.
is going to help us. How are you? Gentlemen, do you have any question? It's the same condition, 25 seconds, the net machine, the automatic system, and the TV changeover. Okay? Daniel, we have heads or tails, please?
Heads, please.
Heads. You go. Abby, please. Fantastic. Thank you. Albert, you receive? Okay. Can we do a picture with Abby and then without Abby, please? Abby, come with me. Thank you.
It's been a little bit of a wait for these two players in the locker room as well. We know that Dan Evans hasn't been feeling particularly great. Jim Curry and I were sitting in the lounge, but Ramos-Vinolas hasn't been feeling massively well either, so it's going to be interesting to see just how he comes out into this contest, how he's feeling the ball. We know, obviously, on his day, Ramos-Vinolas can play very well on any surface. This is a surface that should, I should say, suit Dan Evans a little bit more than his Spanish compatriot out here. Evans at 32 years of age. This man with 4 titles to his name. They've all come on clay courts for Ramos-Vinolas. Dan Evans, of course, just the one title coming in Melbourne in 2021. Was a runner-up here, of course, in Sydney against Jules Muller back in 2017. And historically, as we said in his opening match, has played pretty well at the start of the season in the opening 3 months. So he'll be looking to get his wins under the belt. He'll be liking his chances. Ranked 27 at the moment. Highest ranking, of course, for Dan at 22, just outside the world's top 20. And it will be interesting to see whether he can force his way into the world's top 20. It'll be a goal of his as well. From Birmingham, living in Dubai these days. He's spent an awful lot of time traveling and playing tournaments as well, Evans. This man from Barcelona, 34 years of age, currently ranked 39 in the world. It's been as high as 17 back in 2017. And those 4 titles, as I said, coming in Sweden 2016, Gustad 2019, Estoril 2021, and more recently this year in Cordoba. And he's also been a runner-up on 7 other occasions as well. And Spain need the experience, the quality from Ramos-Vinolas tonight under the canopy here at the Ken Rosewell Arena. He's a last 8 man at the French Open, lost to Stan Wawrinka there. He's been to the 3rd round on the hard courts of Australia, 3rd round twice on the grass of Wimbledon, and 2nd round 5 times at the US Open. But incredibly, and I'm alongside Jim Curry, welcome Jim for the evening, they have never met, these two 30-year-olds.
It's shocking. imagining how many
2 minutes.
draws that they have enjoyed being in together, but never have confronted each other until now. So something new in this new event, the United Cup. Ramos-Vinolas suspected, according to our discussions with him earlier this evening, that he was going to get the nod. Carreño Busta struggling with the elbow issue since Davis Cup. But Ramos-Vinolas also has 2 young children, and on the heels of all the Christmas gatherings, his youngsters were not feeling well, had the flu, and he got it as well. So he's a little bit undercooked, Evans as well. We'll see how that plays out, but there's a lot to play for. There's no doubt about that. It looked for all the world that Great Britain was going to have this tie locked up. Harriet Dart in good command on the scoreboard against Paula Badoza, who was fighting the Brit, and also cramps in her calf muscles, and somehow from a set down and the cramps bringing her down, Badoza was able to resurrect Spain's chances and keep them alive. And this match has a lot of import if somehow Ramos-Vinolas can get a win here and send it in the mixed doubles. Rafa Nadal looks eager to get back on court. He was very much in the team zone for Badoza's win. He might not be as visible for this match because he might be getting warmed up and ready for what they hope will be a live mixed doubles encounter. Mark Lopez there in front.
These are long days for Tim Hemming, Jim. He's not used to working such long days since he retired from tennis.
He's putting in the yards, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's putting in the passion too for Team GB. Let's see if he can get Dan to get them over the line. With the win, they would book their spot in the Sydney City final. They'll be undefeated with wins over Australia and Spain.
It's been a pretty humid day out there. It's been a nice day though, all the same, and the roof just giving the players just a little bit of shelter from some of the breeze. Interesting to look at Dan's record against lefties. He won 23, lost 22 against southpaws on the tour, but just breaking it down, it's quite interesting to see that on the clay he actually has a winning record, 4-3 against left-handers. On grass he has an exceptional 8-1. And I wonder whether that's because the slice backhand proves so difficult for players on the grass court. But on the hard court, actually has a losing record against lefties. 1-11 and lost 18. He's lost the last 5 out of 6 matches he's played. The last lefty he beat was against Vesely at the US Open I should say last year, as we're in 2023.
Team Great Britain to serve.
Whether that gives any indication and some hope perhaps for Ramos-Vinolas, but it will be Dan Evans to begin the 4th match of this tie. A couple of very notable wins on a hard court has Ramos-Vinolas in the course of his career. Dominic Thiem in 2016 in Chengdu, and of course the one and only Roger Federer in Shanghai 2015.
Clean attack from Evo right out of the blocks here. Cam Norrie got to be feeling awfully good coming off of the win over Rafa Nadal yesterday in 3 sets. It'll pump up your confidence.
Out. 40-15. Game, Team Great Britain.
Conditions quick enough here, do you feel, Jim, for Dan to be able to rush Ramos-Vinolas?
Yes, I think so. Especially when the tennis balls are straight out of the can, those first 3-4 games.
You got 2 more water.
I think you might be able to rush them as they get a little bit fluffier.
Come on.
And slow
right
down.
on him, Evo, from the first point.
Will favor the Spaniard, you would think, in his preference for the extended rally. Evo's job is to shorten the rallies, and I'll tell you, the short slice might be a good play for him today. Down the line, too. Like, get in behind that one. See if he deploys that low shot into the two-handed wing of the Spaniard, who is about to let fly with his first serves of 2023.
Certainly
not to be taken lightly on this surface. He's had wins, apart from the 2 special ones against Thiem and Federer when they were top 10, but the likes of Auger-Aliassime in Indian Wells in the autumn edition in 2021. Canadian was 11 in the world then. It's beaten Taylor Fritz. Kyrgios, Blake, some high quality opponents on this surface. Evans is going to have to be at his best and at his sharpest.
See Evo reaching for those low socks to pull him up. Next time we see him in the player restaurant, I might suggest he get those socks that have the little cotton balls on the back end of them, so it'll just keep them up. Remember those?
I remember them, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I like the short socks. It's good. You don't want them drooping in your shoe.
Good for Evo as well. It probably gives his calves like an extra sort of couple of centimeters width, so a little bit more definition for him.
Sure, he could get out on many Australian golf courses with those socks, but it's good for his tan line. And I guess you're a fan of his calves. Is that what you're saying? Certainly gets that tattoo a little more visibility. That's a beauty. And I'm getting information from the voice of God in our ears from the production truck that short socks are actually allowed in Australian golf courses. That's news to me.
Right here, Evo, come on.
I bought plenty of pairs of long socks over the years here. In any case, we digress. Evans making it tough here. 30 all. Our ARV's first service game.
Yeah, well, Tim Evans wanted to try and hit him early, get on top of him, and that's exactly what Evans is trying to do. This is some nice tennis here. Good pressure. Always a bundle of energy out there on the court. And he has got his eyes firmly fixed on a prize of an early break. Perfect game. It had the absolute blend you're looking for. Bit of defense, using the slice backhand we know he's going to use proficiently, and then he just hit him hard when he had to. And this is what it means for Evans, apart from a 2-love lead, when he does get that early break, a break in the opening 4 games of a set, he goes on to win it 76% of the time. An awful lot of work already here for Ramos-Vinolas.
Yeah, one thing the Spanish team can take heart in is that Evans was unable to hold a 5-love lead in the second set of his match against Jason Kubler a couple of nights ago. Normally a strong finisher.
Let's for service.
Yeah, the real significant change for Evans on the backhand tonight will be the slice down the line that he's going to have to employ over the higher part of the net, but he's done it very nicely early on here.
Let's for service.
Oh, that is brilliant tennis. Relentless from Ramos-Vinolas.
15-36.
It's a type of tennis he would normally like to repeat, rewind, repeat, rewind, get those points extended, get Evans moving side to side. Question is, given he's coming off of the flu, does Ramos-Vinolas actually have the lung capacity, the fitness to replicate that time and time again? I think there are big question marks over that. He may have to play a little quicker tennis tonight. We've talked a lot here in the last few days at the United Cup about various players' technique on their serves, and Dan Evans, one thing that he does exceptionally well, and if we get a shot from behind him on the lower cameras, his shoulder turn on his serve is positively John McEnroe-esque. He gets his shoulders so close to his target and then unloads. It's a thing of beauty. The disguise that he's able to get when he closes those shoulders like that is magnificent. There's a good look from the side. You don't really get a feel for the shoulder turn there, but it's a very lovely flowing motion, I think. But he faces break point here. Chance for Spain to get on the board.
Oh,
you need a shovel to dig out that slice backhand. It was so low to the court. Basically had roots.
Come on, Evo, here you go, mate. Come on.
Burrowing underground, wasn't it? Look at this thing. It's like it bounced on ice.
Yeah, you don't need a tennis racket for that. You need some sort of a hoe or trowel or something.
Some nice things for Dan to play when he takes on Ramos-Vinolas as well. He can hit a nice quick slice second serve into that backhand of Ramos-Vinolas and hold the middle ground, knowing that ball is going to come back on the diagonal to his forehand to get his +1 shot into play quite quickly as well, into it as well. It's a kind of safe serve for him as well. It doesn't sit up, it goes through quite low. The kicker down the middle, he's going to allow Ramos-Vinolas to hook it quickly into his backhand side. So it's a nice little adjustment for him. And that side, you kind of feel that he wants to hit the slider down the tee more to get a more central return off the two-hander rather than opening that up above the height of the net with the kicker as he just did. For a man that is as good as Ramos-Vinolas, this is a fairly routine ball for him to take on. Absolutely phenomenal tennis.
Team Great Britain.
And Evans as effervescent as ever out there.
That's a great move by Ramos-Vinolas to just flick this up over his head. Evans, the racket skills were sublime on the move back. Slap shot winner.
He's played a lot of squash in his time as well, getting one out of the corner there. Big hold. Big moment in this match between these two as Evans consolidates the break, grabs a 3-love lead.
Great Britain leads 3-0.
Great play.
Come on, Emma. So good, mate. Come on. Great stuff.
Really aggressive.
Yeah. The serve, I was playing righty to him at the start. Give me a bit of a gap.
Yeah.
He was giving me a big gap down the tin.
Yeah.
Make the wide one a bit easier.
Yeah. And you have to go to the forehand a bit to open up the backhand. Yeah, you have to, and you set the tone. But, you know, when you get into his backhand side with your forehand cross, he doesn't hurt you. His forehand is decent.
Good as yours?
A little bit more spin than mine. But I think, you know, on the whole, you know, you go 1 in 4 to the forehand, 3 and 4 to the backhand. But come on, that's great. Quality of tennis is awesome. Keep on him. Yeah, every point, yeah. Give him nothing. And don't be afraid of, you know, sometimes that little slow slice short. You know, he hasn't got the skills.
Line.
Yeah, down the line to his backhand.
We'll give you the visuals,
I mean, it's
and
great
the
when you're
audio
offensive,
from
but then
Tim Hammond.
sometimes you change the pace. On his backhand, I don't think he generates so much. And especially if you play the slice, I'm not thinking he's enjoying that much. But come on, every point. Great start. Go again, come on.
And Tim's not wrong
Here we
about
go.
the forehand. The
Great play,
forehand's
come on.
world class. Ramos-Vinolas, a finalist in Monte Carlo in 2017, went down to Nadal in that particular final, but his numbers in terms of speed off the ground, Ramos-Vinolas, if you leave the ball hanging in the right areas, is as good as anyone out there at times. He's a much bigger hitter than you give him credit for, but as Tim's saying, use the slice down low to that backhand. It's going to just take away a little bit of the threat off that side in particular. And I would say there was a few more RPMs on Ramos-Vinolas' forehand than Henman's.
I think Tim conceded that pretty quickly. You can see Tim down there in the team zone with the tablet in his hand doing a little data dive.
It's either that or he's checking his bank account at the start of the new year.
Yeah, that looks like the data. He's probably just checking the RPMs from Ramos-Vinolas just to double check that. And confirmed. He'll be joining us tomorrow night in the broadcast booth. Just pulls that wide. And Australia plays Spain. It'll be de Minaur against Nadal. Great Britain will have a couple days off, so Tim will enjoy the practice with the team and then spend a little time with the headsets on, calling some tennis. Good to have him. Oh my goodness, he missed it. Can you believe it? The equivalent of an NBA player missing a layup. Henman can't believe it. He's trying hard to suppress the smile.
Use it, Evo. Come on.
That's world class. Good serving as well from Ramos-Vinolas, who's stopping Evans with the chip charge on the backhand on the second serve to come in, serve into that forehand.
When it's kicking away from you. Yeah, yeah. Come on, keep making him work.
Evans' style already making Ramos-Vinolas having to adjust his serving patterns.
Game. Team Spain. Team Great Britain leads 3-1.
Well, he may not have got the playing time under his belt coming into this one, Ramos-Vinolas, because he hasn't been feeling that well. But the one thing you know he'll bring is competitiveness, and he's shown it there in that particular game, particularly after that miss on the smash. It's a nice recovery.
A mí también me pareció lenta, pero...
Team Spain has requested to see the replay on the left near sideline.
Ah, se puede. No entiendo.
Sorry, Daniel.
Waiting for the close call replay just to give the peace of mind to Ramos-Vinolas. There he sees it. Clearly in. And all calls automated. No more challenges here.
That's what that serve does. It elicits that type of return. Obviously, Ramos-Vinolas will be hoping he can get a little bit more depth on it, but it's going to come through that centre part of the court. If Evans can execute like that, it's going to be very tough for the Spaniard to break.
Great work. Come on. Every point. It's fine. It's all good. Come on. Good spot here. Come on. Don't worry about that. Come on. Stay aggressive. Get up to this one.
Vamos. Tots els punts, tio. Vinga.
Come on.
Spectacular shot.
Great kick,
Evans finishes the game in style, 4-1.
Great Britain leads 4 games to 1.
See, that rally, when you're going cross into his backhand, he doesn't get the same depth. He doesn't get the same depth. His backhand
quite middle of the half as well, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And you've got option. You can go there, but I think that's a great tactic. I think that's spot on.
Certainly was spot on with that lunging drop volley. Cut the ball in half, had so much backspin on it. Brilliance from Dan
It's
Evans.
like a picnic here, isn't it?
I know. Anybody else need anything?
Come on. Great play. Great hitting from the back. He hates it when you take his time away. And also as well, and also sometimes the short cross.
Yeah, I don't even need to like.
No.
Still hard with that racket.
Come on. Yeah. Come on. And again, Nevo.
Come on, mate.
Estàs bé, Albert. Jo no sé el feeling que tu tens. Des d'aquí jo... Hòstia, s'ha fotut el brec al principi i ara sembla com que d'allò, però...
It's always nice when you've got a strategy, Jim, that's pretty clear cut, that's pretty simple as well, that's winning you the points, isn't it? This is nothing that's too elaborate. Hit him here, hit into his backhand. He doesn't get as good a length. You've got options on your side of the court. Rinse and repeat.
Yeah. Now on the other side, Ramos-Vinolas. Again, these guys have never faced each other, which was kind of incredible, given the age and the experience both of them have on tour. Ramos-Vinolas might need to start directing a little bit more into the forehand corner of Dan Evans, because, you know, Evans's slice is a neutralizing effect, and it limits the offense that Ramos can play. You might need to start moving the ball more in that direction.
Hold.
Well, the net taketh and the net giveth. Ramos-Vinolas have put him in a tough spot in the point, and then it saved his bacon. That's a nice clean winner from Ramos-Vinolas, and finishing wherever you want is fine, but rally shots so far predominantly going to the left-hand side, and that's the backhand of Evans. So what we're suggesting from the booth here is that probably should flip in the interim, and see if he can flip the momentum a little bit. Start going 50% out to the forehand and then splitting it the rest of the way. Like that. You know, it's the old 2-2-1 strategy. Go 2 into the forehand of Evans and then go hard into the backhand. And you might be able to sneak in too. You got to be good about it, because Evans' slice backhand is excellent, and he can dip it low, not dip it, but drop it low and make a tough volley. But if you get a big shot into the backhand, he might float one, and that's the one you want to sneak in on and put away. That's what you want to avoid. Being manipulated by Evans' slice backhand is not going to be something that's going to work well for Team Spain.
Couple of millimeters out. Evans showing what a craftsman he is out here at the moment, and engineering the points to his own design. You could see how Ramos-Vinolas was trying to run around his backhand to try and pick up one of those slices he thought was coming down the line, but it actually went cross court and he was immediately on the defense.
(40-30). Game, Team Spain. Team Great Britain leads 4-2.
So this is the last game they'll play with the initial tennis balls utilized here. So this is where they'll be at their slowest. Arguably the most difficult service games to hold for someone like Dan Evans right here. See if he can get through it.
One at a time, Evo. Come on.
Out. 15 love.
Him really having a good hard look at that iPad on at all moments in this match at the moment. There you can see again, he's looking for those patterns of play, looking for something that is definitely working for Evans, or if he's perhaps missing something that's developing and he can tell Dan before it happens. It's good to see. That is a monster forehand. And once again, just underlines the class and firepower that Ramos-Vinolas has from the back of the court. There's some lovely moments in that rally as well, where he looked to come in, and just as Jim was saying, he was a bit wary of Evans's like floated backhand that he can get down at his feet, decided to stay back. And he crushes a 149k winner.
(30-15).
These will be some of the hardest moments for Ramos-Vinolas, having not felt well and not hitting enough tennis balls at the moment, just to pick up that type of serve, just to be sharp enough to make that return in those moments.
So to recover from any kind of a lengthy rally. It's like he's sucking a little bit more wind than you would normally see him, and that's understandable given his lack of practice coming off of the flu. Looks pretty gaunt. He's pretty thin normally, but he looks pretty gaunt over there.
Oh, I mean, has he missed a volley? And he has made some exceptionally difficult ones as well.
14.
He's won 90% of the points when it comes to the net, so not many misses, that's for sure. And this is a very crafty passing shot with a lot of dipping spin on it, and Evans has to get down near his ankle socks for that one. Very nicely done. beautifully good.
Team Great Britain.
It's absolutely breathtaking, and it's been brilliant from Dan Evans in the opening 7 games. He's just one game away from taking this opening set.
Great quality, great plan, great execution. So good. Last mate, great start. Yeah. Come on, and again. Relentless. Yeah. Hang in there. Hang in there. Yeah, hang around. It's great play. Really good forehand.
Well, Tim Edmund continuing to talk up Dan Evans, as Sydney didn't need to talk itself up last night on the fireworks, of course. New Year's Eve, the first major city to see in the new year, and it is always a spectacular event. 1.5 million people watching Sydney celebrate 2023. 7 tons of fireworks going up into the air around the Harbour Bridge and the Opera House, and it was some party. I'm led to believe, Jim Courier.
A lot of fireworks in Sydney last night. They were spectacular, and Evans has been spectacular here in the opening salvo of this vital match. A chance for Great Britain to advance to the Sydney City Finals with the win over Spain. Should Evans clinch this here? If not, it goes to the mixed doubles, where Ramos-Vinolas is expected to take the court for Team Spain. Ramos-Vinolas is going to need a little bit of help here, because Evans is just playing at a class above at the moment. And the win predictor very much in the Brits' favor.
Evans with the different return position. Took a half step back, looked to back pedal to get his forehand into play straight away. Works out nicely. And it was a bit of a risk, because Ramos-Vinolas has been serving out wide on that juice side.
He has been, but what happened in the end in that rally is Ramos-Vinolas couldn't control the new tennis ball. Sprayed on it. They're much quicker right now, easier to hit through the court, but also a little more difficult to control if you're on offense. And 2 quick unforced errors puts Evans within touching distance of the opening set.
Nice bit of experience on show there, Ramos-Vinolas, knowing that he's needing to do something a little bit different, that he's getting beaten from the back of the court, and forces his way up to the net on his terms. That is another wondrous shot from this man. What an exhibition of class this opening set has been from Dan Evans.
Well done, Evo. Come on.
A boutique collection of winners from the back of the court, up at the net. Flawless.
Bravo, tio.
30-14.
Molt bona direcció, bravo.
You got it. Come on. You were there.
Va.
Second chance for Evans to close out this opening set. Brilliantly saved from Ramos-Vinolas. This has been some of the best tennis that we've seen in this opening set of the United Cup.
Advantage Team Spain.
Old school practitioner of the chip in charge, Evans, attacking that one beautifully, dumping it low too. Difficult pass for the Spaniard. Back to deuce.
Advantage Team Spain.
Cuerpo. Va. Bravo, tío.
Let the service.
Evans standing out in the doubles alley, protecting the wide, slinging lefty serve, and able to cover the middle by moving backwards away from it.
Team Spain.
They had a lot to do there to try and hit that forehand winner. Ramos-Vinolas had hit a very nice angled quality shot.
5 games to 3.
And once he committed Evans, he had to come up with something very special. Couldn't do it this time.
Ven al Uber,
Doesn't necessarily have the most cultured of games, Ramos-Vinolas, but he's cultivated it so well over the years that in those big moments, he's so assured about what he's capable of doing. Just keeps Evans at bay for the moment.
Way to stay aggressive. Come on.
15 left.
Come on.
That's unstoppable. That's a 100-mile-an-hour second serve, and then a roped forehand. No one's stopping that play.
Let the service. Venga, tío, va.
va, això és. Va, creu tu que li fots break, Va.
First double of the set.
Evans went even bigger on that second serve, but Ramos-Vinolas was able to hit a deeper return, and that nullified the offense.
You got this, Evan. Here we go.
Enforced error came, and all of a sudden, from those 2 set points Evans had a couple minutes ago now, Ramos-Vinolas is threatening to get back on serve.
What Evans is trying to do is hunt and get that forehand into play. He was shuffling there, working hard to get it into play. Ramos-Vinolas, as you can see, almost exclusively hitting his forehand after his serve. And although the Spaniard perhaps just managing for the rare time to find that backhand side, he was met with something with sheer finesse attached to it from Evans's racket. Again, another one that skipped through.
Big time, Evo. Big time. Come on.
And the right time for his fastest serve of the night. Brings him to his 3rd set point, with the first one on his own serve.
Johnny O'Mara played in the mix the other night superbly next to Cam Norrie there.
Game, first set.
Tim Edmund can't ask for anything more from Dan Evans in that opening set.
6-3.
He was tested, he toiled, and ultimately he took it. 6-3.
Brilliant stuff, Evo.
And that is the perfect summary from Tim Edmund. Brilliant, Evo, and it absolutely was. First serve points won there. Absolutely exceptional from Evans. Right up there in the elite level. Ramos-Vinolas, having come off that slight issue that he's had with his health, actually performed at a very, very admirable level. But those net points won from Dan Evans, well, they're just a statistic, but the visuals on them were absolutely superb. 3 of the best volleys in amongst those 10 net points won were some of the best that you'll see this week, if not in the entire United Cup.
Yeah. Evans with 9 unforced errors, but 13 winners against that, so +4 in that column, and that's what matters. You want to have more winners than unforced. Evans clearly did. You're going to make mistakes at this level because these guys don't often give you a lot to work with, so you're going to make some errors going for shots, and that's okay as long as you can supplement that with more winners, and Evans certainly did that. Very high level tennis for him, and it must be said, Ramos-Vinolas, for the lack of play and feeling strong, put up a good fight in the end. Nearly got himself back in there.
Way to stay aggressive. Come on.
But it's Great Britain now that needs a set for the 2nd consecutive match to book their spot in the Sydney City Finals.
Yeah, but bring the focus back to you. You know, even if he's standing there and you want to go there, I'd back you to serve and volley it and win the point if he's standing there.
Someone's checking his Twitter feed. Is that what he's doing?
Yeah. There's obviously not many people serving and volleying because there's no stat on it. Come on, here we go.
Henner's feeling our frustration. We've been asking for a serve and volley stat for, I can't remember how many years, Mark Petchey, but we still have yet to get one.
It is at some of the slams, isn't it? Because obviously, as you would expect with tennis, not everything is quite as united as the United Cup. But you go to some of the tournaments and you will get that bit. Wimbledon in particular, you will find a serve and volley stat, but it isn't uniform.
Oh. 15 left.
Stat I'd also like to see, drop shots. How many drop shots do you, it's basically the same as a net points one stat, drop shot points. How many do you win? How many do you deploy? Especially with someone like the #1 in men's tennis these days, Carlos Alcaraz, and how much he uses that shot.
Anything you feel that Ramos-Vinolas could do differently here, Jim, or is it a question of just trying to ride out this wave of brilliance from Evans and just hope that his level drops? Keep hanging on to your serve.
I think what we discussed in the middle of the opening set, trying to get more into the forehand corner of Evans to expose the backhand and make him run onto it, I think is the right tactical move. That's the right strategy, the right play, however you want to say it. Serve-wise, I think slinging the lefty second serve into the body on the forehand side of Evans is probably a good move as well to prevent him from hurting you with a slice. How do you make Dan more reactive and less proactive is the question Ramos-Vinolas and Mark Lopez as captain need to be asking. I missed that. Goodness me. Between that and the overhead, those are two gimmies that you don't often see him miss.
Steady on.
What else would you like to see Team Spain deploy?
A lot more that he can deploy. I mean, I think it's part of the era, as Tim even alludes to sort of jokingly, that not too many people serve and volley because there's no sat for it, but certainly a play against Dan because he chips his backhand that's certainly worth exploring as a player. Not sure that that is something that Ramos-Vinolas finds easy in his repertoire. Force Evans to have to try and come over his backhand return a little bit.
Game, Team Spain. First game.
Well up, Spain, second set.
Second set.
Bravo, tio, bravo, bravo, bravo. Això és, demostra-li ahir, tio, que estàs molt bé, Espectacular, tio. De bojos. Va. Va, tio, que estàs tirant la dreta superbona. Menys la que has fallat a les altres inhumanes. Va, va, va. Venga, Albert, va, va, va.
Vamos, grita ahí, dale energía, vamos. Poco más, va.
Definitely no use of the data down in the Spanish team zone. trying to find a little extra length on that particular backhand. And that's exactly what Tim's been saying. When you're trading with him backhand to your forehand, Dan, basically the ball's dropping just over the service line. There's just no threat coming, and you can pick your time to take it on.
Eva wasn't sure whether that ball was going in or out. So he was a little late reacting to the volley.
It's going in, the
missed
return.
it.
Next point, come on.
Tim
Good spot.
indicating that was going to drop in, and it was. Ooh. Evans gets out of jail again. It's a good return, and the pass was on. Or the forehand was on for Albert, and he just went to the wrong spot and then missed it to boot. Evans was going to cover this down the line shot. He was there.
And I just wonder whether out of the peripheral vision he saw Evans closing the gap down, which made him realize he needed to hit a better shot ultimately.
Ultimately, that just looks like the rust that is normal for a player. First match of the year, you're typically a little rusty anyway, and then you couple it with a lack of practice due to his illness. He got around Christmas. Understandable.
Game in Great Britain.
So it could have been 15-30 and a little bit of strain for Evans. Turns out to be a hold at 15 for Team Great Britain.
Come on, right now. You're doing great. Here we go. Come on.
Great stuff. Come on. Ya pasan la dreta, va. Albert.
Should I see if the jinx is still alive? The commentator's curse. Evans hasn't missed a second serve return just yet.
Fold. 15.
Spain won't thank you for that.
The jinx only works on the person I was talking about. Did not mention Albert's second serve one bit. That is just his first double fault of the match, however.
Vale, vale, respira, vamos.
30-15.
Ve.
Fold. 30.
Come on. Come on, here you go.
Evans
Right
has
now.
to know, after seeing how this is developing, whenever they have long rallies, that Ramos-Vinolas does not have the lung capacity to stay in another long rally and repeat it right after that. Ramos-Vinolas was trying to finish that point quickly. So if Evans is on to that, and he should be, trying to extend those rallies and extract some errors like he did there. And you get that intel based on the shot selection, also watching Ramos-Vinolas walk over to get his towel after a quick point. Trying to buy some time to breathe, and his captain told him after that long point 2 points ago, respira, breathe.
Yeah. Come on, next one.
Normally Evans wouldn't be looking for long points in this environment, but today, at certain times, it's to his benefit.
Game 15.
Well, you're going to see plenty of fortitude and fight from Ramos-Vinolas in this match. We saw it in that game. 2-1.
Hòstia, ves? Hòstia, que estàs molt millor. Ara el partit està igualat, O sigui, el tio... Voilà.
Well, we'll take you away from the Ken Rosewell Arena right down there to the Sydney Opera House. It is obviously one of the most iconic places here in Sydney. Home, of course, to the theatre, orchestra, music, and visited by almost 11 million people every year. And it's great to see so many of them back here now, of course, in Australia as well. Added to the World Heritage List in 2007. And if changing light bulbs is your thing, 15,500 of them are changed every year at the Sydney Opera House.
Come on. Keep that intensity. Still good, playing great.
A little bit of blend and gut and poly in that racket there for Dan Evans. String it up that way, you're going to get more of a polyester feel rather than a gut feel. You put the gut in the mains, polyester on the cross, a little bit more of a gut feel. It's going to fly a little bit more. You're going to probably feel as though you have a little more feel. Can lose the tension a bit quicker with the gut in the mains though as well. You get it pre-stretched, the gut tries to hold its tension for a little bit longer. And as Jim's been talking about all week about how the difference in the ball speeds here when the different balls come out, that's obviously going to be something that as the Australian summer of tennis goes through, all the players are going to get accustomed to and kind of find what suits their style of play. So far in this first meeting between these two, Evans' style of play has been a little uncomfortable for Ramos-Vinolas.
Allow 15.
But I talked last year that Evans, along with his coach Sebastian Prado, was trying to hit through his backhand a little bit more. The numbers wouldn't have backed that up. It's only about a 2% difference in terms of trying to hit over his backhand compared to the slice.
Allow 13.
Buster there, who Ramos-Vinolas has had to take over from due to the injury that he himself is carrying right now. One shot that Ramos-Vinolas perhaps would like that he doesn't really possess is the slice backhand, just to counter Evans's play in those moments where he could just slice it deep and just keep the ball low.
Serio.
Come on, mate.
What a collection of forehands that was from the Spaniard.
Well, for one on break points for Ramos-Vinolas. This will be his second attempt. Had one early in the first set. Chance to get back on serve early doors. Wasn't able to grab it. A little bit of strain for Evans here. Try and hold on to his serve. Ramos-Vinolas
secures the break for Spain in this second set with some real quality. And that miss from Evans was born out of the fact that he felt as though he needed to do something just a little bit more than he's had to this stage of the match.
And it's worth looking over at the Spanish bench here on the left of screen. Hologic and Rafa Nadal in match gear, suited and booted, ready for mixed doubles. And hoping it's going to be a live match and not a dead rubber.
That's the kind of response you want to see from Evans, having dropped his serve.
Allow 15.
Ramos-Vinolas continuing to get over to the towel box and buy some time, keeping his eye on the serve clock as well. He hustles a little bit when he sees that time slot narrowing to get the ball into play. Plenty of time on this one. Once he gets set, takes a look at basically every tennis ball, picks the one he wants, and then it takes him about 5 seconds once he begins his routine to put it into play. He's working his way back into this match, and he's also working the clock for extra time to seemingly gather some oxygen and get ready for what's ahead, because he's definitely not at peak physique. But he's a veteran, and he's actually benefiting from the fact that there is a serve clock. He doesn't have to wonder how much time he has to put it in play, and he can milk extra time if he wants to.
Lleva unas cuantas, Lleva 2 smashes.
He's going to need a bit of brain bleach here.
30.
Second one that he has missed. Probably never missed 2 like that in his life, and he's missed 2 in the same match. This guy can't believe it. Evans had a pretty good record last year, getting a break back after having dropped his serve. Sat at around 21%, just to give you kind of flesh on the bone there. Nadal sat at 23%, one of the best in the business on a hard court, that is.
Good response. Ramos-Vinolas dug deep that point, and he kept Evans moving side to side. And if you want to keep Evans off the net, and I suspect Ramos-Vinolas does, you don't allow him to hit 2 shots from the same spot, because then he can get his weight on his front foot and move forward. Nice execution from the Spaniard, and a chance to consolidate the break here at 40-30.
Tennis from another universe at the United Cup.
That's an amazing point, and Ramos-Vinolas is banged up physically after that one. Reminder, if you're just joining us, caught the flu from one of his daughters around Christmas time. Evans also has been suffering from a little bit of a chest cold coming into this event, but he's at least had a match and seems to be a little bit stronger physically than the Spaniard. And this is one of those moments where if Evans can somehow extend the rally, Ramos-Vinolas is going to have a tough choice to make. He can either play percentage tennis and suffer, or he can go for something riskier and maybe throw away a point with an unforced error. We'll see. It's game point.
a sequence of sensational rallies between these two. Absolutely phenomenal entertainment out here in Sydney. Ramos-Vinolas forges ahead 4-1 in the second.
¿Tens cafeïna? Vols cafeïna o alguna cosa? Vamos. Pensa que si estàs cansat i més això, puja més cap a la revés, eh? No el pressiones, vale? Vamos. Molt bé.
Estàs tirant de puta mare. No, però...
Evans did everything. I mean, literally everything. He threw everything at Ramos-Vinolas. Spin, pace.
I a l'angle aquest darrere així, que li ve sense força...
And yet somehow Ramos-Vinolas with the answer to absolutely everything.
Tio, estàs dirigint de putíssima mare a la dreta. Ara bé, tio.
Both reaching the apex of their talent at the same
time. Alguna més pots anar a la
time.
red si t'atreveixes. Ho sé, però alguna... Hòstia! Clar. Ho estàs fent inhumà, estàs fotent 5-6 inhumanes, ara bé. Hòstia, mira, has pujat, a un abans has pujat i el tio t'ha fotut de liftat a la red. El tio també, quan veu que el pressiones, igualment, tio, estàs sent ni ok de fons, I tampoc et precipitis. Va, i respira, tio, estàs competint, vaja, inhumà, Va.
They always unconditionally compete, don't they? They have an absolute passion for this sport. The Spanish style of training is all about suffering. And if you conditionally compete, sometimes you live with ghosts. But there are none of these Spanish players that live with ghosts about what might have been. Any regrets, they give it absolutely everything they have.
And unusually, drinking some caffeine there to try and get a little bit of an energy boost. Ramos-Vinolas lacking in energy coming into this match, and he was sitting in the player restaurant not far from us watching his teammate Paula Badoza. And when she started suffering from cramp in the calf, and then she was treated by one of the physios here who offered her a slug of pickle juice, which she took and spat out into a bucket. Ramos-Vinolas didn't quite know what it was, and we had to explain to him. You actually pulled out the Google of what pickle is in Spanish to explain to him and his coach what exactly pickle juice is. And then before he went onto the court, I saw him talking to one of the ATP physios and asking him if he had some pickle juice. So I think he knew that he was going to be in for a struggle physically out here coming in, and was already maybe looking for a few different solutions. He's fighting with his racket at the moment.
Oh. How good was that volley?
And he's obviously looking to shorten the points, getting to the net, which is not a typical play for Ramos-Vinolas, but having good success in the last couple of games with it. Not an easy volley at all, and he made it look like a walk in the park.
14 sprints each between these two, and they are working hard, and both of them are probing the defences of each other, the physicality
La
of
hoja
it.
de ruta está marcada.
Take your spot, Evo, come on.
Molt bé, respira.
15-14.
Bé, nano, bé.
What a passage of play this has been from the 34-year-old. Second ace.
Hang in there, come on.
Well, it's been an absolute barrage of brilliance from Ramos-Vinolas, and he is fully deserving of his 5-1 lead here in the second set.
It's 5-1.
And the onus very much on Dan Evans to come up with a few solutions here.
Even better news for Ramos-Vinolas is apart from a couple of really lengthy exchanges, which obviously wounded him physically for a moment, it's moving pretty apace here in the second set. 35 minutes of play so far, just an hour and 24 minutes on the match clock, significantly quicker than the women's match, which was over 2 hours through 2 sets and ended up over 3 hours. So if he can close it out right here, Ramos-Vinolas should have enough to go full guns blazing in a final set against Evans.
Allow 15.
And if that's the case, this tie will be live into tomorrow. It's 10:30 local time here in Sydney.
First service.
Esta es inhumana. A que li ve morta per allà. Vamos.
Va. Vamos. Vale.
Let's for service.
Whether he's feeling a touch in the legs here on the serve, just not maybe getting up as well as he has been so far in this match. It's another one into the net.
pretty valuable free point for Ramos-Vinolas there. Didn't have to exert much energy other than the serve. Evans has missed very few returns off second serve tonight. That one hurts Team Great Britain.
A couple of shots there from Dan Evans that perhaps just suggest that he's settled for the fact that he's going to need to get this done in a deciding set. He himself hasn't been feeling all that great coming into here as well, and maybe he just feels the necessity to conserve a little bit of energy.
Game in second set, Team Spain.
A highly impressive set of tennis from Ramos-Vinolas. Levels things up between Team GB and Team Spain.
One set. Camiseta o no? No, sí? Va. Molt bé, tio. Vinga, va, ara recuperem.
And Evans will be taking a break of the court. I think here he's just taking a little walk towards the umpire's chair. So obviously the flip side of that argument, Jim, right now is that how's Ramos-Vinolas feeling? You stick it out for the first 3 games here and you make him earn it. He may not have enough in the tank.
Well, we're all going to find out together. Third set about to be underway.
On this rectangle of possibilities, anything is possible between these two right now.
13.
Evans certainly has crystallized that he wants to be the attacker. He is going to take this thing on, and on his own terms, it looks like, at least for the intro to this third stanza. Understandably edgy.
30-15.
Team GB entered today needing just 1 win of these 3 matches to secure their spot in the Sydney City Finals on Wednesday. Looked like they were going to get it in the opening women's match. Badoza dug really deep to keep Team Spain alive. Ramos-Vinolas doing the same after dropping the opening set. It's been tantalizingly close for Team GB. And Team Spain is just keeping it tense.
Game, Team Great Britain. First game, final sets.
Ramos-Vinolas' reaction to that last missed forehand was quite interesting, just marinating a little bit for a moment in disappointment that he wasn't able to continue the momentum he'd built up in that second set.
Li ha agafat el sac en aquest tio. Molt bé, tio. Això és, Va.
Optimism would have been high at 30 all. Evans keeps him at bay.
Segon a la dreta, igualment. Que segueixi per allà, que estàs estant 1-9. Va. Va el teu sac, Albert? Va, estàs espectacular. No canviïs res. No canviïs res.
Interesting to see how he plays this game, because that was a pretty aggressive opening service hold from Dan Evans.
I kind of expect to see him try and get into the net here or rifle some forehands, but continue the assault that he outlaid in the opening game. Well, there was a patient Dan Evans early in the rally, but once he got an opportunity to unload on the forehand, he did. Looked like he lost that volley a little bit up in the canopy.
Like that. It's great play.
Wasn't sure if he was going to hit an overhead or what on this. It was awkward, but ultimately effective. Ramos-Vinolas walking gingerly to the towel box after those two physical points. Big chance here for Evans to strike early.
Go again, Evo, right now, come on. Come on.
Henner certainly senses the opportunity. No legs on that serve, Petch. Might be a temporary situation, but he's wounded.
Go. Yeah, go. Come on, right now, first one. Come on.
Done a great job in this game. He's had the opportunities to look at second serves. He hasn't overplayed them, though. He's built the point. Hammond urging him to go if he gets an opportunity on a second serve here. And that's exactly what presents itself for Dan Evans.
Game, Team Great Britain.
There we go, relax.
Great Britain leads 2 games to love.
Take your time. Here we go, come on.
Evans understanding the moment. Pumping himself up after that. Ramos-Vinolas, when he got down 40 love, had a look of, I don't have anything left. Almost like he wanted to throw the towel in after that point, before the break of serve.
That adrenaline has some magic parts to it, doesn't it? Magic properties. It can keep you going for a while, but it doesn't necessarily sustain you for that long. Evans, to his credit, has not lost his identity under pressure.
Take your time.
Take your time. Come on, Evo.
Això és. Estàs competint de bojos. Va, aguanta. Va.
Ravi, energia, com Ravi.
Vinga, va. Et recuperaràs. Molt bé, tio.
15-30.
Ramos-Vinolas last year was broken 54 times on a hard court, and he only managed to break back straight away just a mere 6 times. It's not something that occurs often for the Spaniard, but he is creating a little opportunity here.
Opening set, Evans led 2-love and had to save a break point, which he did successfully to get to 3-love. He's going to have to do twice as much with 2 break points on the line here in the 3rd set.
That's a fabulous effort from Ramos-Vinolas. Once again, sticking to the task beautifully. Back on serve early in the 3rd.
2-1.
Toma, tio. Break back de bojos. Bravo. Sí, ha fotut molts primers, però...
He was hunting the break of serve, got that. Now he's hunting for energy between the gels and the drinks. Nadal getting himself ready for battle. Slated for the mixed doubles coming up next at the end of this one. Didn't have the outing he was hoping for yesterday. Ran into a tough competitor in Cam Norrie. On the opening set did Nadal, but Norrie tracked him down and got his first win in 5 attempts against Rafa. Rafa told the press, you know, cool it up. Let's cool it on the retirement talk. You know, just lost a tennis match. I don't need to answer that question every time I lose a match. I'm here to play tennis. I'm here to play ball, and you guys can just chill out a little bit. I'm sure they'll listen. I'm sure that'll be the end of those.
As it should be.
I'm not sure that will be the end of those. That was highly sarcastic. But it should be. You're right. We're lucky to still have him. Let him go on his terms.
The kaleidoscope of emotions, the roller coaster of them as well. The ups, the downs throughout a match that is rich in quality and has had opportunities on both sides. No difference to the opener in the evening here as well. Harriet Dards and Bolivadosa. This one's got exactly the same DNA. What more do they have in store for us? Jim, when you sense an opponent's perhaps struggling on, and they've both been struggling at various times in this match, the way that Dan has just played that is the right way, isn't it? It's not just to knock balls back in the court.
Yeah, he has a set plan, doesn't he? He and Tim Hemmen have decided that aggression is their friend in this final set, to play his way and go for it. It cost him in the last service game. He overplayed it, made some unforced errors. We'll see what happens in the long run. See if he sticks with it.
Important to make your opponent to move dynamically, take even more out of their legs if you can. Big targets.
Oh, he thought it was going out and it dropped. Unforced mental error. Draws a big laugh from his captain.
Go again, Evo, come on.
These are the types of errors that give hope and energy to someone like Ramos-Vinolas. Just a rally shot from Evans finding the net, and from Love 15 feeling the strain. Now 30-15, a little more comfort for Team Spain. Chair umpire doesn't have much to do when the line calls are automated. But one thing that is very much in Renaud Liechtenstein's command is when he calls the score. And when he does that, that starts the serve clock. And he is being very, very generous with the players this evening. And you know what? Considering the illnesses they carried into this match, that's good umpiring. Give them some time to recover. Give them a chance to perform their very best for the crowd here in Sydney, for themselves and for their teammates.
Spanish steel on show.
14-13.
Evans once again throwing the kitchen sink at Ramos-Vinolas. And here comes fireball of a forehand from the Spaniard. Oh, what a response from Evans. The cut and thrust of this contest is everything that you love about this sport. backhand that stayed on rails.
Advantage, Team Spain.
He carries a slightly misleading veneer, doesn't he? Ramos-Vinolas, as Jim was saying, he looks a little gaunt. But he is an ultimate warrior.
Game, Team Spain. 2 games off.
And he is absolutely as hard as nails. What a service hold that was from Ramos-Vinolas. And another gut check coming up here for Dan Evans, who had a 2-love lead here in this final set.
$15 love.
Impressive smash. We've seen players struggle with the overheads underneath the canopy here at Ken Rosewall Arena, but Evans demolished that one. And there are times when 2-all can feel like you're actually losing, and that's one of those times now for Dan Evans, having had 2-love, let it slip back to 2 apiece. It's been really important for him to get a quick start in this game, and he has. Turn that momentum back in his favor. 3 terrific points have done that.
14 love.
Great play, Nevo. Come on, here.
$40-15. Game, Team Great Britain.
He's done a very nice job there of polarising the bleeding in games in this third set. Struggled the other night against Kubler when he was 5-love up to stop it, but there stems the tide nice and quickly to lead 3-2 Evans in the third set.
Espectacular, tio. Crec que fer aquest joc no t'ha deixat, tio. T'ha fotut saque dreta, snag, saque dreta i y el resto no han sido malos, el resto. Al final el tío se ha apoyado bien. Molt bé, tío. Va. Molt bé, el del sac al cos, tio. Molt bé.
Great effort, come on. You know you're going to be in his service games. He is, I know you don't feel your best, he is cooked. It's not just suddenly, oh God, you know, he's some Spanish dude and he's going to run all day. He is cooked. He is puffing and buffing, so don't feel like, oh God, you know. Great effort, come on. You got your nose in front. Let's put him under.
Yeah, he's not wrong with his analysis there, Tim Edmund. He's absolutely spot on. It's not easy, though, is it, Jim, to contemplate the right tactics, though. You're not feeling your best. You're struggling a little bit for air. You know your opponent's doing, and Dan has a wonderful blend if he needs to elongate these rallies. But if he doesn't feel like he's got the energy to do so, he's concerned about doing it.
Yeah, and he's getting cross signals, right? Because Ramos-Vinolas is cooked, using Tim's words, physically. He's definitely not anywhere near his best from an endurance standpoint. And yet, here he is. Fighting on, coming up with shots like that. Winning the bulk of the longer rallies, which is the one where you think if he's really completely out of gas, you'd be able to take advantage of. So you just got to keep your nose down if you're Evans and hope that these shots eventually waver from Ramos-Vinolas. That was a beauty.
And that's the thing, he can also take the air out of Ramos-Vinolas' lungs if he can produce rallies like that.
That's going to happen.
50-0.
It's the shots over, the rallies over 9 shots have been Ramos-Vinolas' favor.
Crunch it. Great
Last
play,
couple
Evo.
of sets, Evans getting it to 7-5 with that last volley winner. Here's where the serve may just not have as much pop on it from the Spaniard. Just not the legs. Can't get it over 160K on the first serve. The prior first serve was near 180K.
Evans going back again, looking to back pedal, get his forehand into play. Didn't need to.
Yeah, the legs not there for those serves.
15-13.
Ramos-Vinolas is going to buy some time going to the team zone for a towel.
No, but not off the return. The return's too difficult, but... Come on. Come on. Right here. Come on, Evo. Come on. This is it.
Discussing the rationale of when to attack and when not to.
Ve.
Vamos. Pensa com vol jugar al punt. Vamos.
Tennis is a tough sport. You know, this is a team competition, but yet you have a limited amount of options. You can't necessarily substitute once you're out there. And these teams have traveled across time zones, not feeling well, coming here trying to represent their countries and doing it awfully well, all things considered.
tennis. That's the way. Come on.
30-14.
Come on, this is you right here. Come on.
Evans' catalogue of winners is more extensive than Ramos-Vinolas in this match. His 32nd winner. One of the easiest, but arguably one of the most valuable.
Evans bouncing around like a boxer over there, ready to jab and thrust and knock him out. He missed it though. A gift. Ramos-Vinolas stood tall there. Evans tried to draw a double fault with a little bit of extra movement prior to the serve as well.
Next one, come on. Hang tough. Give yourself another chance, Evo. Give yourself another chance. Come on. Come on.
Ramos-Vinolas was never going to disappear like a bottle of wine on New Year's Eve, was he?
Just on the outside edge of the line for Evans. Gives him another chance to get back up a break in the third.
That might well land up in the category of the MVS, most valuable shot of the match. Electrifying from Evans.
One at a time. Come on. Come on. Huh? How the fuck did that go over? Don't matter. Come on, next point. Next
Team
point.
Great Britain leads 4 games to 2.
Big drama. Forced reaction off of the net cord, but good move by Evans to keep the ball in front of him, then stuffs the overhead and comes out of his shoes in excitement. Look at Jan Schoinski getting pumped up on the team zone as well. And Hinman has been doing his job to pump Evo up, but after that needed to try and calm him down and get him to refocus, because it's not a change of ends. It's time to consolidate. Evans serving at 4-2. Evans overplayed at 2-love in much of that service game after getting the first break in this final set, and handed it right back with a bunch of unforced errors, and opens this game with one as well. How do you find the right level of aggression is what Evans needs to be asking himself.
Come on. Serve and forehand. Serve and forehand. Come on. Okay, come on. Right here.
30-15.
Nine out of 10 on this spot. Come on, 9 out of 10. Here we go, come on.
Parte aquel de derecha la ha tocado.
Great forehands. Come on, right now. Hit this spot. Great forehands. Come on.
40-15.
Come on, this is target practice on the serve. Come on, right here. Come on, finish it, Evo. Right here.
Footwork gave himself options to go down the line or cross court. And an opportunity to go 5-2 up in this deciding set.
Game, Team Great Britain.
Hemon asked him to hit his spot.
Team Great Britain
Evans delivers.
Against 2.
Right now, come on.
And just 4 points away from putting GB through to the City final here in Sydney.
Come on. Great play. If you hit a good slice, down the line and he goes backhand cross, anything on your forehand, take it on. Yeah? Great hitting, great stuff. Come on, Evo. Right now.
I won't let you touch that.
It's all right. Come on. Come on, right now. It's the forehand, and if you're if you get to the net, it's your volleys. Huh? Yeah, fucking go line. That's what I'm saying. Go wet, but you know, just if you want, you know, you stay in it, cross, and if you hit a good one, go, and then if you get the chance, you go for the flat bomb down the line. It's great hitting. Come on. Come on, but right here, come on, this one, great effort.
Time.
Well, it's good they're here, the hot donuts and coffee, but there's not going to be much of a queue at this particular stage. At the conclusion of this match, 11:15 at night here in Sydney, GB on the brink of making their way through as winners of this group.
$15 left.
And this is what's happened for Ramos-Vinolas. We were talking, Jim, talking about no legs at times, and you can see that his contact height in this third set is the lowest it's been in the match so far, has dropped a couple of centimeters. Again, just running out of a little bit of energy at times. But that's not the only reason. There's been a bit of perfection from the other end that he's had to contend with at times in this third set.
Great hit, come on. I mean, how
And another shot from Evans that introduces the ball to the line. Well, it came up on the big screen, the Hawkeye replay of just how close that was, a couple of millimeters in, just as Ramos-Vinolas was about to serve. Code red situation for the team in red. Exactly the type of point that Tim Henman was describing to Dan Evans prior to this game getting underway, that he wanted to see him play.
Thank you. Please.
Match point.
Deuce. Advantage, Team Spain. Game, Team Spain. Team Great Britain leads 5 games to 3.
A look of determination, of defiance from Ramos-Vinolas. More work ahead for Evans. A match point has come and gone.
$15. 15 love. 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 15 l
And these are always defining moments when you look at a player's character as well. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the ability to act in spite of it. And there'll be just a little fear for Evans, who's had the match point, desperate to put Team GB through. Well, it's nice to be perfect. It's also quite pleasant to be lucky as well at times, and Evans getting a large slice of it there. A routine forehand by Ramos-Vinolas' standards, except for the pressure that he's under.
Love.
Come on, Evo!
He's a rough diamond, but he's found an absolute gem there, Dan Evans. And it's 3 more match points.
Game, set match in Great Britain. 2 sets to 1, 6-3, 1-6, 6-3.
Some luminous skill from Evans tonight. And he lights up the tennis world once again, but this time for Team GB as they make their way through to the city final in this inaugural United Cup. A magnificent performance from Team GB. It's the kind of contest, it's the kind of couple of matches that we've had this evening already that just build the reputation, the start of the legacy of a new competition in the world of tennis. Something new, unique, and you can see what it means to everyone.
Gutsy. Yes.
Cam Norrie started it yesterday with a wonderful win against Rafa Nadal, his first ever in 5 meetings. Katie Swan ably backing him up after being a set down. Harriet Dart nearly closed it out in 3 straight matches, but it is Dan Evans who is the victor in this one. And Ramos-Vinolas, a late replacement for that man that's chatting to him right now, Pablo Carrena Busta, who is injured at the moment, has come in, and it has been a very, very admirable performance from the 34-year-old. Fluctuating fortunes all the way through that match, and there it is. Elation. Tim Henman played his part as well. Here he is, Evans, with Jim Courier.
Dan, congratulations. Yesterday, Team Great Britain got off to a great start. You're up 2-0 coming into the day. Was it nerve-wracking watching the women's match prior to your match? What were your emotions like trying to put Team GB into the city finals, which you've done with the win right now?
Yeah, it was... Yeah, you saw me watching in the cafe area. It was what a great match. First of all, the ladies' match was, you know, Spain did very well to get out of the match, and it was nail biter all the way through. And it was it's tough to try and get too involved because waste a lot of energy. But you don't know if you're going to play a live match or just a regular for points match. So it was, it wasn't easy, but once I knew, then it becomes a little more nerve-wracking, yeah.
You came into this tournament not feeling your best. You were struggling a little bit with illness prior to the tournament. Same thing for Albert. He also came in with the flu. How were you feeling physically out there? How did that impact the match and your strategy?
Yeah, I don't feel my strongest, but you know, I've got a great team behind us. Tim as well. You know, they keep pushing us all, so it helps that it's not a regular tournament. You know, you've got it's tough to throw the towel in with all them lot behind me.
So Team GB now advances to the city finals here. You'll play again on Wednesday. When you guys saw the draw, and Great Britain lines up against the home team, Australia, and Spain, which has been so strong in team events, did you guys think you were going to make it out of your group?
I mean, you've got to take match at a time. We've had a bit of luck, a few withdrawals, and we've done unbelievably well on the court as well. So we pride ourselves on team spirit and working hard out there for each other, and that's, you know, I guess we could say we've come through now. So I guess we should have thought we could come through. Yeah.
You did it, ladies and gentlemen. How about a big hand for Dan Evans and Team Great Britain on to the city finals here in Sydney.
You don't get given victories, you earn them, and Dan has earned that the hard way against one of the most durable players out there, one of the most experienced players out there, and Ramos-Vinolas, former top 20 player. He's still inside the world's top 40 as well. And Evans producing a startling run of play in that final set, and a match that captivated us all the way through. Some of the best points that you will see at the United Cup anywhere, not just here in Sydney, but also in Perth and Brisbane, where of course this wonderful contest is underway at the moment. Evans with his all-court style of play, swashbuckling style, 31 visits to the net, 24 points won. But he is the ultimate craftsman out there, and he just managed to find the right shots at the right time, and plenty of backbone on show as well. He'll enjoy a couple of days off now before they take on the winners of the other group, which will be decided over the next 48 hours. Alex Ward, who's looking after Katie Swan, and he's doing a very nice job of things too. Very harmonious squad, the GB squad right now. There is nothing like that moment of triumph. First meeting between these two. I know they might well be in their 30s, but can't wait for a second meeting as well. That was a joy to watch. Jubilation for Team GB.